Hey everyone, Kaser. Welcome back to Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. Well, I've got another limited time side quest that has popped up. This is actually the third one in a month that we've gotten. The first two were from when we were at Hogwarts. Then we had a week with nothing. And now we've got this one. So I'm going to do this one because this is actually supposed to be after Hogwarts. And I did the first one. And I actually recorded the second one. But it was really long and super boring. And the fact that it was at Hogwarts, I just thought, wow, what's the point? We're not even in Hogwarts anymore. Does it really impact anything? So I kind of just decided to scrap it. But I have it. So if anybody really wants me to upload it, I guess I could. But anyway. It says here, as you and your friends reminisce about Hogwarts, you notice that Ruby is acting off. It turns out that she's homesick for a word that I can't pronounce. With little help from your Hogwarts friends and an unexpected arrival, you cheer her up, indulge in nostalgia, learn about other wizarding schools, and complete this quest to receive a tappable set of postcards. Let me go back to that word though. I think that's supposed to be an I, so Ivermorny. That's about as close as I'm going to probably get to it. And yeah, this actually I guess would be the very first limited time side quest after Hogwarts. If my memory is correct, which it usually is not. KC, glad you can make it to our important get-together. Thanks for inviting me. A break is certainly appreciated. It seems like ever since I graduated and joined the ROTC, the things have been non-stop. Oh. I nearly forgot that you left Hogwarts so recently. Didn't you also just leave Hogwarts, Olivia? As a professor, that's totally different. Yeah, Olivia didn't have to write a bunch of essays. The only thing that I wrote down were good jokes and even better puns. Although, all this talk does remind me, the school year just started, didn't it? It did. That explains the gaggle of Hogwarts students I saw in Diagon Alley buying supplies. I know it didn't leave that long ago, but it feels like it's been ages since I was a student. Well, it is back to school time, which means it is only natural to reminisce. I want to know everything about everyone's time at Hogwarts. Let's compare our experiences. Ah yes, the boss is still going after those sweets. It seems like talking about Hogwarts has everyone feeling a bit nostalgic. We even learned that the house elves made shortbread cookies for Flump. I see. And Callum was in Slytherin. I was suspected as much. Well, give it away, Olivia. I've seen you cajole new recruits and are doing your paperwork for you. It's downright cunning. I didn't know you had an older sister, Callum. Or is it Callum? It's Callum. And a younger. Catriona's the eldest and Cameron is the baby. You did also strike me as a middle child. Ouch! Enough about me. Olivia got lost at Flourish and Blots. The story isn't even that big. I think I said story by mistake. There are a lot of books though. And to be fair, I was much shorter back then. Look at us reminiscing about the good old days like a bunch of adults. Speaking of, how have you been adjusting, KC? What's the biggest change since you've left Hogwarts? Cooking for myself, cleaning, paying bills. Cooking. It has to be cooking for myself. Food is always just available at Hogwarts. Cooking is a bit tedious. I always make way too much, and my chicken is still too dry sometimes. There was always a good variety of food too. I miss it. I would say you're dressing just fine, Casey. Oh, thanks. Whoa, she just took off. Ruby? Blimey, what's going on with her? So Ruby took off, now she's back here. Ruby, are you alright? You rushed out of the break room without saying anything. Sorry about that, Golly, Casey, I wish Ivor Morny something fierce. Y'all were talking about Hogwarts and just got me thinking about how alone I feel sometimes. This is the first time in a long time they're not going back to Mount Greylock. And all my coworkers at the ROCC went to Hogwarts, so I don't even have anyone to talk about Ivor Morny. Oh, Ruby, I didn't realize you were feeling left out. It's fine, Casey. I didn't exactly say anything, did I? No, but you weren't acting like yourself either. I should have known something was wrong. You said you don't have anyone to talk to about Ivor Morny. Why don't you talk to me? I don't actually know too much about it. Sweet, let's do that. I hope I'm saying it correctly. It sounds like Ivor Morny is more similar to Hogwarts than I thought. Especially the part where you have 4 different houses that you can be sorted into. They each represent something too. You said you were in... Pukwudgie? What are they about? Well, some say that Pukwudgie represents the heart of the witch, or wizard, and tends to favor healers. I don't know if it's Pook or Puck. Like a puck as in like hockey puck. If you went to Ivor Morny, do you think you could have been a Pukwudgie like me? I'd like to be a Pukwudgie. I'd be a different house. Different house, because I don't know the other ones, and I want to know what the other ones are going to be. I think it would be a different house. Pukwudgie doesn't really sound like me. Fair enough. The other houses are cool too. I am a bit biased towards Pukwudgie though. I think I keep saying it incorrectly and differently every single time. I'm the same way about Gryffindor. I think it's normal to have pride in your house. Let me tell you about the other houses. Perhaps one of them will suit you better. There are 3 houses: Horned Serpent, Wempus, and Thunderbird. Horned Serpent represents the mind and favors scholars. Wempus represents the body and favors warriors. And last but not least, Thunderbird represents the soul and favors adventurers. Interesting. You said you would be in a different house. Now that I've told you about the other 3, what do you think you'd be? Serpent, Wempus, Thunderbird. I think the third one. Because they were talking about a soul and they were talking about adventurer. And my character loves to go on adventures, right? So we'll go with that one, I guess. I think I would have been a Thunderbird. I like to think myself as an adventurer. I can see that. You're certainly one of the most heroic people I've ever met. Thank you. That was nice of you, Ruby. Aw, shucks. I'm just telling the truth. Hey, thanks, Casey. Why are you thanking me? You didn't have to come out here to try and cheer me up. But you did, so I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Golly, I feel like I've been talking about myself and Ivor Morny for ages. And now that I feel a bit better, I feel a bit silly for getting upset in the first place. It was a bit dramatic. It's perfectly normal to get sad. Hey, everybody goes off sometimes. Now that you mention it, it was a bit dramatic. Especially with the way you left the break room. My mom always said I had my dad's flair for the dramatic. I just felt so alone in the moment. I still kind of do, actually. It got me thinking that I don't really know a lot about people outside the ROCC. Well, you know what? All this talk about schools has got me feeling a bit nostalgic. So why don't I introduce you to some of our friends? Really? Yeah, let's go to the former student center. I'm sure Penny and Padilla would be happy to meet us there. Come on, we'll operate together. Well, that was a lot of dialogue, but that was really interesting. Okay. I know people keep telling me to pop these bubbles too, and I always forget. Let's pop them. Hey Casey, there's a 76.5% chance you'd show up. Watch your Casey. Normally I take my break in the mystery all-purpose room, but I'm avoiding Umbridge. And then finally, Casey, I told you all of the albino bloodhounds about you. They can't wait to meet you. Oh, that's sweet. I don't know what that even is, but I assume they're cool. Casey, I'm so glad you wanted to hang out. Thanks for agreeing to meet with me. I asked Ruby to join us too. I might have mentioned it already, but Penny is a fellow Hufflepuff. Aha! Happy as a hog and mud to see you two again. Wait, they met each other? I can't remember. Since it's back to school time, I thought we could all spend some time together. Oh, that's right. I just saw Percy Weasley at Flourish and Blot complaining about his younger brother. Can you believe this is the first year in 7 years that we're not at Hogwarts? Aw, well, she's reminiscing too. She's feeling this all day, but she's assured me she was feeling up to meeting. I'm not sure what's making her so upset. Perhaps you can figure it out. Leave it to me. In the spirit of back to school, I remind her of all the good times we had together at Hogwarts. Everybody's all mopey. Look to the future, I say. I think once we get our first big adventure, that'll jumpstart things. So, it seems what's troubling Penny is that she's missing Hogwarts. You know, I intended to use this time to lift the mood, but now I'm finding myself a bit nostalgic. So much of who we are is tied to what we did at Hogwarts. Although, you didn't sound particularly nostalgic, Padilla. That's because I'm not. School was fun, but I like my new independence. Hogwarts was so structured, don't you think? Yeah, there's good and bad to everything, pros and cons, but I kind of agree with Padilla. The freedom is definitely better. I have to agree with you, Padilla. I enjoy the freedom of setting my own schedule. It seemed like I was always getting interrupted by classwork when I was in the middle of something. I certainly learned a lot at Hogwarts and had fun, but the independence of adulthood is nice. Exactly. I knew you'd understand me. Can't relate. I feel like I never know what I'm supposed to be doing. It seems like there's always so many messes to clean about work, and everything piles up. Well... Whoa! I haven't seen her in ages! Alonza! I didn't know you were coming here. You know her? Of course, Ruby. This is Alonza Alves. Alonza, this is Ruby Honeysuckle. Howdy, it's nice to meet you. Oh. And how wonderful to see another beautiful face amongst my friends. Oh. And KC, it's been far too long. It hasn't been that long, Alonza, has it? Even a day away from my dear friend is far too long. And this time, I was away for the whole summer visiting my friend in Brazil. Family. You're from Brazil? That's cool. How do you two know each other then? Alonza is my pen pal, Alonza was my exchange student, Alonza is a childhood friend. Wasn't she in Hogwarts? But we never really got to see her much. But she was an exchange student. Alonza was an exchange student from Castella Bruxo. She spent her 6th and 7th years at Hogwarts. It was only supposed to be for a year, but I loved it here so much that I decided to stay here for my last year. That's amazing. I've always been curious about Castella Bruxo. I'd be more than happy to tell you all about it. Backed over some butterbeer? I've been craving some ever since I got back. You must come too, Casey. I won't accept no for an answer. There's so much I have to tell you. Okay. Let's go. Are they gonna come with me? Somebody says no, they're not. Okay. Wait, there's a party? Madame's mother's famous butterbeer is calling our names. What party do they speak of? I hope you don't mind, but I went ahead and ordered a round of butterbeers. My treat. Shouldn't we be treating you? You just got back from Brazil. I won't turn down free butterbeer, and neither should you, Ruby. And I enjoy treating my friends, especially if it involves butterbeer. Have you ever been to Three Broomsticks, Ruby? This is where my friends and I would meet up at school. Sure, I've been here a few times with some of my fellow trainee healers. You're a healer? That's exciting. Oh, not anymore. Used to work at St. Mungo's. Now, I'm working in the magical maintenance of the ministry. That's actually how Reba and I met. We're co-workers. I had heard you were working at the ministry from Diego. He heard from Penny. Diego sends his regards, by the way. I think he must be in Thailand by now. You saw Diego? I hope he's doing well. Is Diego another friend of yours? What's he doing in Thailand? He's doing some traveling. We met just outside the jungles of Castle I saved him from a K-Pora. Sounds exactly like something that would happen to Diego. I'll be curious to see how he spins that story. Enough about Diego though. I want to know more about his magical maintenance position. How it's working at the ministry isn't everything you wanted. It's perfect, it's not the best. It's great. I have to obviously spin this in a way because if she asks too many questions, I don't want to leak stuff. It's perfect, Alonza. It's exactly what I wanted. I'm so happy for you. All I want is the best for my friends. I'm so glad to hear that. Working with you has been the highlight of my time here, Casey. Come on, Alonza. You said you had something you wanted to say. I want to hear what you've been up to. Alright, prepare yourselves. I have quite a tale to tell you about what I, Alonza Alves, have been up to. I'm curious too, man. Lay it on me! Two 8-hour quests so far is not fun. Blimey, Alonza, it seems you've got everything already figured out. You decided to relocate to London to pursue a music career and have already got a lead on a flat. I can't believe you made such a bold decision to move here for music. Your dedication to your craft is simply amazing. I wouldn't say I have everything figured out. Sure, I'm confident about what I want to do and I know how I'm going to do it. But that doesn't mean everything is going to be going to plan. My stuff was supposed to arrive today, but it's delayed. Still, you have a solid plan. Perhaps, but talking about Castle Bruxo and home has made me feel a bit homesick. But I know this is the path that I have to take. Music is where my passion lies. I didn't know you were so musically talented, Alonza. 9 instruments sure is a lot. It's not something I usually mention. I don't like to brag, and I stopped playing for a while when I got to Hogwarts. I can't dwell on the past and be sad. I have to look to the future and remember that that's where my passion is. It's not bad to remember the past. Always look to the future. We should focus on the present. It's always good to focus on the present, in my opinion. I think we should focus on the present, actually. If we're always looking forward or back, then we'll miss what's right in front of us. Hey, that's the way you say it. That's a good point. I hadn't really thought of that. No present like the present. That was an Olivia level bad pun. She'd be so proud. If we're going to talk about the past, present, and future, then it has to be under brighter circumstances. What did you have in mind, Alonza? And I'm always thinking, Casey, a get-together. Well, she did mention a party. Yeah, a party. Not a bad idea. Let's get everyone together at the former student center. Let's celebrate the past, live in the present, and look forward to the future. Wow, they got that together pretty fast. Party's ready to go already. You make being on time look fashionable. Thanks for cheering me up before, Casey. Oh, I missed one. I'm only here because I have nothing better to do. Well, at least Mambulu's here. We barely even seen her. Welcome, Casey. You're just in time. Just in time for what? Your speech, of course. You're the connection between everyone here. You're the thread that holds us all together. That's very sweet, Alonza. Also, I won't take no for an answer. But I don't have a speech prepared. What would I even talk about? Well, you could focus your speech on the past, present, or future, which sounds best. Well, we've been talking about the past an awful lot, so we can cross that off the list. We all know about what's going on in our lives for the present. Let's talk about the future. I'll focus my speech on the future. I know I said we should focus on the present, but we should also be considering the future. Besides, I think we've done enough reminiscing. It's time to think about the future. A speech about the future sounds perfect. You got this, Casey. Don't forget to speak from the heart. Thanks, Alonza. Ahem, could I get everyone's attention? I have something I want to say. I thought I'd give a little speech about why we're here today. It's back to school time, and it is the first time that we're not back at school. That's a big deal. So, I want to take a moment to acknowledge that and a few other things. Okay. I thought that was an eyeball for a second. 2 eyeballs. I don't even know what it is, actually. Some kind of gizmo. Well, I guess I liked my speech. Ruby, is there something wrong? Nothing's wrong, I just wanted to thank you for coming to talk to me after I rushed out at the break room at work. I was feeling pretty awful, and you did all those things to cheer me up, even though you didn't have to. You let me share my school experience, introduced me to your school friends, and made me feel included. And I feel so much better because of that. Perhaps the best I've felt since leaving home. I'm glad I could cheer you up, Ruby. I'm so thankful to have such a wonderful person as a friend and a coworker. I actually got you something. Ooh. Alonzo and I wrestled up some postcards featuring Hogwarts, Ivermorny, and Castle Bruxo for you. I thought it might remind you of everything we talked about and learned. Oh, Ruby, thank you. No, thank you. You're the greatest coworker and a friend a gal could ask for. Oh, is that it? Oh, I thought this was going to be like 2 or 3 or 4 parts. Is it only 1 part? Well, by golly. I assume it's going to be hung up. There it is right there. Nice. Well, I'll wait to tap it, but you can see it. There's a little exclamation mark, meaning that I've got it, which is great. And I guess that's pretty much it, everybody. So that was a really short quest line. I think I said this in the beginning, but I think this is the very first limited time side quest we've gotten after graduating Hogwarts that I'm aware of. At least I think so. I can't really remember, but I know we've had a couple, but they were when you were supposed to be at Hogwarts. This one I know for a fact wasn't. So let me know down below. What did you think of the quest line in general? It was pretty slow, but I honestly really enjoyed it. It was very interesting just to kind of learn more about Ruby and just the fact that she got to meet our friends and the fact that we get to learn more about her school. So they had 4 different houses as well, which is very interesting. I don't know if that's in the Hogwarts books at all. I'm assuming maybe, but I'd never read the books. I just only ever watched the movies when I was younger. Subscribe for more Harry Potter Hogwarts mystery videos, and hopefully we get some chapters soon. That would be nice, because it's been a while, and I really want to see what happens next. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.